One book has caused a bit of a stir recently, Fire and Fury by Michael Wolff. This book has made a name for itself because it gives a damning look into the first 9 months of Donald Trump as the 45th United States President. As soon as you've read the first 20 pages of Fire and Fury, you'll understand why this book has divided opinion. It's mainly due to Michael Wolff's serious accusations that paint Donald Trump as a man who's cruel and very much not fit to be a leader. Wolff's attitude towards Trump is prevalent from the second sentence he writes in the entire book. It reads, word for word, "With the inauguration of Donald Trump on January 20th, 2017, the United States entered the eye of the most extraordinary political storm since at least Watergate." Now, before this book really begins, there's a prologue, and it's quite crucial because Wolff details a dinner he had with Roger Ailes, a media guru who served as an advisor on the Trump campaign, and Steve Bannon, the man who was the chief strategist for Donald Trump in the first 7 months of his presidency. Throughout this prologue, Wolff is constantly dropping insults towards Donald Trump. On just the second page, Wolff outlines how Roger Ailes was ousted as the head of Fox News due to allegations of sexual misconduct. Then, in the very next sentence, Wolff explains how 3 months later Donald Trump was accused of vastly more louch and abusive behaviour, yet still became President of the United States. Later on in the chapter, the conversation between Wolff, Ailes and Bannon turns to John Bolton, the man who Steve Bannon thought should have been Trump's national security advisor. Ailes then brings up a rumour that Bolton got in a fight with a girl at a hotel and chased her. Bannon replies by saying, "If I told Trump that, he might have the job." Towards the end of the prologue, Wolff quotes Steve Bannon as making another cheap reference toward Donald Trump's inability to focus. "I wouldn't give Donald too much to think about," said Ailes, to which Bannon replied, "Too much, too little, doesn't necessarily change things." The book then progresses into the first chapter, which turns up the heat yet again. Throughout this chapter, Wolff argues that the Trump campaign was only ever run to give unprecedented exposure to Trump's inner circle, basically implying that Trump was never meant to win. Wolff goes as far as saying that there was an unspoken agreement between members of the Trump campaign that not only would Donald Trump not be president, he should probably not be. Later on in the chapter, Wolff then accuses Donald Trump of having a poor marriage with Melania. Wolff writes that the pair spend relatively little time together. When describing Trump, Wolff says he's an absentee father, notorious womanizer, and unfaithful husband. To top off this part, Wolff says that Donald Trump is responsible for leaking nude photos of Melania Trump to the press in August 2016. However, Wolff's most serious accusations occur in the final paragraph of the first chapter, where he describes various reactions to Trump winning the presidential nomination on November 8, 2016. Apparently, Melania Trump was in tears, and as Wolff puts it, not of joy. According to Wolff, Trump went through 4 stages upon hearing that he was the president-elect. First he was befuddled, then he was disbelieving. The next stage was a quite horrified Trump, before finally Trump believed that he deserved to be and was wholly capable of being the President of the United States. Quite simply, Michael Wolff has used the final page of Fire and Fury's first chapter to question Donald Trump's ability to be the President of the United States. More importantly though, do you agree with him?